Eternal winter. Is it worth a buy? Let's read. You must find a way to survive in an extremely hostile winter environment. You will not be alone. 4 stupid dogs in a sled, 4 loyal dogs in a sled will be there to help you move faster around the terrain. Scavenge for supplies. Take care of your needs and the needs of your stupid dogs. Hunt or be hunted. Will you adapt or die? It's another early access survival game. What would my channel be without another early access survival game? Probably a lot better actually, but yeah. So this is a bit like that other game that's a bit like this game, which is another early access survival game. The Long Fucking Dark. The only difference between The Long Dark and Eternal Winter is The Long Dark's good, Eternal Winter's shite. This is a sled simulator. That's essentially what it is. The world is awful. It's just a barrenness snowscape of trees and copy and pasted buildings and ridiculously physicsed animals like giant wolves, flying deer and non-flying ducks, which is quite funny. The deer can fly but the ducks can't. More on that in a minute. What you do is you go around on your sled with your 4 dogs and you have to survive by feeding your dogs with food and water and doing the same for yourself, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And the problem with that is it's awful. You, for example, cannot untether more than 1 dog from your sled. You can name the c***s whatever you want and you have them as, you can select what class they are. I named mine Worth A Buy Guys. They're my 4 dog names, and one's a tank, one's a fast thing, one's a more of an endurancer, and one's an aggressive bastard. And if you see an animal, you let one of your dogs off and then you have to get the dog to attack the animal. I know what you're thinking, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, it is a good idea. At first I thought, wow, that's cool, there's a duck. Let's have that for lunch. Gets a dog, go on, kill the duck. The dog just fucking looks at us. What duck? That fucking flappy thing over there, you stupid twat. Kill the cunt. The dog's like, I don't see a flappy thing. And it's just there in front of it, a big fucking duck. And the dog can't see it. Because to get your dog to attack, you have got to run after the fucking duck like a prick until the dog actually sees it. So you put the dog on follow, the dog follows you, and then when it sees the duck after it's like, because the dogs are short-sighted, they can't actually see the duck till they're right on it, then they'll go, oh, that fucking duck, yeah, that duck, you prick. And then the dog goes and kills it, and the duck goes, quack. I've realised why the dogs can't see it. It's because your dogs have got no fucking eyes, and neither has the duck. And neither has nobody has eyes in this game. No one's got eyes. So you kill the duck, skin it, even though it's got feathers, but yeah, skin the duck. And you then have some raw meat. And you can feed it to your dog and they will take a dump or have a piss. Whatever. Or you can eat it yourself. You can cook it on a stove if you find one. I have a stove on me, but I have no matches because obviously when I set out on this expedition, I never thought of bringing matches. What really amazed me was why didn't the duck just fly away? It just flies along the ground. Unlike the deer. The deer have the right idea, you see. I was trying to get my dog to chase a deer, but the deer just wasn't having it. The deer was just running away. So I actually turned round, ran back to my sled with the dog, feeling very disappointed. But then the deer trolled me. It trolled me. The deer came running back, even though I had 4 dogs there, one off the leash, and just says, hey, watch this, fucker, and just leapt over a house, then flew away. So, yeah. That's the AI. And we got a chased off a giant wolf, which was about 4 times the size of me dogs. But luckily, me dogs killed it. I was actually trying to untether all me dogs when it came, but every time I untethered one dog and went to the next one, the other dog went back on it. It wouldn't let me. But me dog that I did eventually get off killed the giant wolf. So yeah, we had more meat. And then I just went flying around on me sled, being bored out me fucking brains until night time. Then I threw me sleeping bag down and slept for 8 hours and then got up and started all again. There's nothing much to do. Yes, there's bow and arrows, it's a crossbow, there'll be rifles no doubt that you'll pick up, but the game is just not fun to play. It's I find it very, very boring.
When you've played The Long Dark and then you play this, you kind of think, well, hang on a minute, The Long Dark is just so much better. The dog thing is a nice little quirk, but to be honest with you, I just don't find the game's just full of bugs. I mean, my dogs decided to go under the snow and I couldn't get the back out. Two of them. Two of the dogs, there was a tail of one of them. That's not strictly true. There was 1 3/4 of a dog went under the snow, and yeah, it's just full of bugs. It doesn't look nice. Sound effects are awful. The interface is so clunky. To pick something up, you've got to kind of maneuver yourself so that you're perfectly over it before you can actually get the option to pick it up. I don't know where this is going, but The Long Dark is like streets ahead of this for a survival game without zombies. Very similar type of game, so it's not for me, and it's not worth, in my opinion, $6.99. Yeah, it's another $6.99 game. So there's a lot of work to do on this game before it becomes a thumbs up, really, in my opinion. So there you go, Eternal Winter. There's just not enough for me there. It looks awful, sounds awful, got a clunky interface, it's got no crafting to deal with really, it's got a poor inventory system, it's just not good enough. It doesn't get my vote, no.